Hey Caners worldwide, here we are today in the Outdoors Training Center. It's a beautiful day in sunny Florida. And today I'm going to give you 3 improvisational tools, because I often get asked, well, what happens when you don't have old reliable? What about when this isn't around? Because they're just, let's face it, you may not be hanging around with your cane all the time. I certainly don't have it on me 24/7. It's always pretty close by. But we're human, and sometimes you leave it in the car and whatnot. So let me give you 3 other tools that you can use that completely fly under the radar. They're totally legal. No, and the law enforcement isn't going to look at it and go, oh my gosh, there's a weapon. When I often ask, and perhaps if I ask you, hey, outside of this cane, and by the way, if you're new to this and this is the first time you're watching this video is not intended to give you all the reasons why I consider this to be the #1 tool that you can carry for self-defense. That's beyond that. Most of you watching here are experienced caners already. You know what we're all about. But let me give you 3 tools. When I often ask, hey, what's another improvisational tool? Well, outside, obviously, we're talking outside of firearms, which you may not be able to have with you legally when you need it the most, or the traditional knife. People always bring up their keys, right? So just a regular set of keys. And I said, well, go ahead and show me how you use that. And women in particular, and the men too, they put it in here and they say, well, I jab with this. Well, the problem with that is, and you can try this, is when you make contact, this tends to slip in and out. And I'll tell the fellas, go ahead and hold it tight, but I can still move this, and so it's not as effective. So what I'm gonna suggest that you do is try taking that longer key and put it in a hammer fist, right? So when you put it in a hammer fist, you'll see that automatically you have a tighter grip on there, and then the movement is the same as when you're hammering, which is a gross motor skill movement. So think of the time when when you see a child and you're feeding them spinach and he doesn't want it. You don't have to tell them, well, you have to slap it out at a 40-degree angle. Nope, they know automatically to slap that out of there. That's built into you, and it's something that can be there for you under the duress and stress of an attack, because it's not a refined skill. It also works really well if somebody puts their paws around you, then that key can become the horn that gives you a quick release response. Let's say you're going into the knuckles and digging in there, always keeping in mind that assailant is always jacked up on adrenaline. So you're going to have to work it a little bit, and of course you're going to have to train this. But if you're going to use the keys for self-defense, this would be the grip. And no pun intended, but here is the key to this, okay? And that is that, please, if I'm walking out into the parking lot or wherever, I need to already have them in my hand in this position. Do not attempt or think that you can stick your hand in your pocket, pull it out, and right into this and get to work with it, or stick your hand, ladies, in the purse and find it in there and in a timely fashion to defend yourself. This already needs to be in this position as you're walking out into the parking lot or going into the home. So the keys is one of the things that you can use. The other thing is a simple cup. So you're walking into a 7-Eleven, you're walking into a thrifty store, wherever it is, it's late at night, you needed to pick up some items. Maybe you're by yourself or you're with your family, maybe you're a female walking in there alone. Obviously there's a violation of time and place, you shouldn't be there, but again, we're human, these things are going to happen. It could be at a gas station, and you go in there and there's a group outside of males who maybe they're inebriated, they're having a good time, and they're heckling you. So amongst the items that you pick up in that store, you're also going to pick up a cup, they're usually bigger than this, and you're going to fill it up with piping hot coffee, that drag of coffee that remains. It really doesn't matter that caffeine keeps you up at night, because this isn't going to be for drinking. I think you figured that out already. And as I'm walking out, minding my own business, they can be heckling me, and again, nothing that they say is going to break my heart. But the minute they put their hands on me or they go to, or I feel that my life is in danger, this piping hot coffee goes to the area of the eyes. Now think of the effect that has on the others that may be with them participating, the psychological effect that it has with an individual screaming in pain because this is a serious burn. That gives you an opportunity to get out of there and escape. And the third one I'll give you, and my younger audience may not even know what this is, but these days, because they're not particularly relevant, but this is a DVD. By the way, it's a CD, and what happens is when you break that, it creates rough edges that cut and can be used as an edged tool. You can put it in, it's hidden here in the hand. If somebody looks inside a vehicle, law enforcement or something, nobody's going to balk at that because it's nothing more than a broken DVD, CD. But the idea again is to have these things on hand when you don't have anything else, and just to be prepared. It's the same motion. Not only does it cut, but when you dig in there and you cut, it also picks up DNA that you may be able to turn into law enforcement. Got it? So those are three things. And again, beyond that, from day one, American Cane Self-Defense has been a proponent of having an empty hand skill set. And again, we introduced the concept of taking that cane application and doing an empty hand translation. So people always want to know, well, what do you recommend today as a separate empty hand skill set? And of course, my choice for that is going to be COBRA. COBRA has nothing to do with the snake. It stands for Combat Objective Battle Ready Application. It is a global organization in over 100 cities in 30 countries now, much like American Cane Self-Defense is. I happen to be a regional director for it. I'm an owner in Miami, and I'm also the head of instructor development. So if you want to learn more about that, or you're a martial arts school owner, or you're somebody who feels that they want to empower others by passing on this information, or simply you yourself, you want to avail yourself of this training that goes with your American Cane Self-Defense. As a matter of fact, the founder and president, Chris Sutton, I work very closely with him. He's been an avid proponent of Cane Self-Defense for a long time. That's why in the university, Cane Self-Defense University.com, it's the only place that you can find the COBRA Cane course. You don't have it in a separate DVD. You would have to become a member there. But if it's something that interests you, just reach out. You're probably going to deal with me directly there since I'm the regional director, and you know how to find us. It's 800-289-8188. If you want to visit a website to see what the training is all about, it's COBRADefenseMiami.com. For canes and the like, for us, it's, of course, American Cane Self-Defense.com, and all the training for Cane Self-Defense, including that COBRA Cane Self-Defense course, is at CaneSelfDefenseUniversity.com. And if you want to speak to a live human being, you can catch us at 800-289-8188. Hope this was productive and expands the way that you think about improvisational tools. We all want this. This is number one, but we don't have it there. We can't afford to be victimized. All right, so I hope that was helpful, guys. Go ahead and comment. For those of you that are new, just hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. My staff and I are here to serve. Thanks for watching, and always stay safe.